Hey everyone, I'm Isaac and welcome back to Isaac Reviews 2024. These past few days have been really busy for me. Mom and I finally moved to Japan, jet lag has been hitting us like a truck, I've started to exercise more often because I'm fat as hell, and the list goes on. So with all that in mind, I was prepared to skip making a new review this week. An unprecedented decision to be sure, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough time to balance YouTube with all the stuff going on in my life. The big movie coming out that week was Borderlands, based on the popular video game series of the same name. I haven't played the games, so I don't know how they compare to the movie, but judging by the promotional material we got, I had very little hope in it. And what's more, critics were absolutely merciless towards it, so I was prepared to just skip this movie altogether. Like, seriously, why would I want my first movie in a new country to be something this bad? But there was one alternate route I was considering taking.
Being a pirate is a recipe!
Lucky for me, I was able to find a cam rip online and I watched it. And has the reception Borderlands has been getting so far been warranted? Yeah, absolutely. It's bad. It centers around a bounty hunter named Lilith who's recently returned to her home planet of Pandora and teams up with a ragtag group of misfits to battle alien monsters and uncover one of the planet's most explosive secrets. The best way to describe Borderlands is that it's essentially how a James Gunn hater would describe Guardians of the Galaxy. Whereas those movies do an amazing job balancing the humor and drama, this one is the polar opposite. It's hard to get into the story or the characters because it doesn't know when to pump the brakes on the jokes. Most of them are really bad to begin with, but it's made even worse with how anytime it tries to have a more grounded or down-to-earth moment, it's immediately ruined by an unfunny joke. I mean, I guess the actors were trying to salvage the film, and there are some genuinely talented people in the cast, but the materials they were given are so bad that it feels like they were only doing this for the paycheck. And it doesn't get any better when it comes to the writing. Again, I haven't played the games, so I don't know how they compare to the movie. But I do know that in addition to the terrible humor, Borderlands also supplies some really bad pacing for its rather short runtime, world building that consists almost exclusively of exposition dumping, and a cast of characters who are as one-dimensional as you can get. Okay, so the writing sucks, but how about the visuals? Is it at least a nice film to look at? No it is not. The sets are boring, there's nothing interesting cinematography-wise, and the color palette is way too overly saturated, not to mention how the action scenes are shockingly bad for how frequent they are. Not only is there some weak choreography and insanely choppy editing, but there's also some really bad CGI for what's supposed to be a major blockbuster. Like, seriously, some of the chroma key effects are downright embarrassing and look more like a YouTube video than a film released in 2024 with a budget of $120 million. I don't have much else to say about this movie, so I'll say this. It's not very common to see a film be so universally lambasted by those who saw it. Granted, there have been some exceptions in recent times, but those are very few and far between. But now that Borderlands has become one of those movies, I think it's safe to say that the hate it's gotten has been 100% justified. It's an absolute disaster of a film with some abysmal writing and humor, laughably pathetic visuals, and not a single iota of heart or soul put into it whatsoever. Regardless of if you're a fan of the games, I'd say to just skip this one altogether. There's much better movies you could be watching instead, and even though I pirated it, I still feel ripped off. So I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10 before I forget it exists altogether, which shouldn't take very long. Next time, I'll be talking about the latest major release from Amazon Prime Video, Jackpot. I mean, it looks fine, I guess. I don't know, I'm not expecting that much out of it, but it looks like it could be decently entertaining. Anyways, thanks for watching this episode of Isaac Reviews 2024, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you all later.